Welcome back to Morrowind. Now, first things first. Not sure if you can see this on the recording, but my gamma correction is a little too much at the moment. So, let us continue. The Adventures of Haas-Haas-Takh, an Argonian mage. Born under the sign of the Apprentice.
The prey approaches.
The prey? What are you talking about, Marchester? Welcome to Balmora, council seat of House Lal. Can I serve you? I am looking for Southwall Corner Club. Southwall is a working class corner club in Balmora, east of Odai River, on the south end of Labour Street, owned by Bacola Closius. Thank you, Marchester. This must be the Odai River. I think this is east, so we'll go right. South Wall. Looks very seedy. Greetings.
You like to walk a fine line, don't you?
You're a new face, so what can I tell you about Balmora? I like to swap the latest rumors when there's something juicy enough to gossip about. Or maybe, if you have a little secret, maybe I want to trade. Okay, little secret. Okay, so did you know that the tax collector in Sedanim got murdered recently? So, that's my secret to you. No. What kind of secret do you have, in return? If someone attacks you first, you have the right to defend yourself. If someone doesn't attack you first, you're going to break the law if you attack him. I think that's pretty common law throughout the Empire, subtle, so... But thanks anyway. Greetings, Bosmer. I'm looking for Chaos Crusades. That old Sugartooth? I'm not sure where he's living now, but ask Bacola Closius, the owner. He'll know. Sounds like an Imperial name.
Why do you approach?
Greetings, Khajiit. Are you looking for me? You want to join the Thieves Guild? No, thank you. Just very upfront about that. Bacola Closius. The humans look the same. Are you Bacola Closius? Greetings, citizen. I'm Thane Riel. I guess that's no. Welcome to Balmora. We're a House Harlow town and the loyal citizens of the Empire. What can I do for you? What is House Lal? House Lal is one of the three Dunmer great houses with holdings on Vardenfell. House Lal has always been loyal to the Emperor and the Empire. Lal welcomes imperial law and allegiance, and freedom of trade and religion. We still respect the old Dunmer ways, the ancestors, the temple, and the noble houses. But times change, and the Empire changes with the times. House Lalu hopes to live in peace and harmony with the other races and share in the growth and prosperity of the Empire. Well, suppose it sounds very Sounds very noble of you. Sounds, but anyway. I'm looking for Chaos Cascades. That old sugar tooth? I'm not sure where he's living now, but ask Pacola Closius, the owner. Oh no. Yeah, I heard that before. Is this an Imperial?
What's this about?
Is this Pacola Closius? So, your name is Haas-Haas-Takh, and you're new in Balmore. Well, my name is Tapius Estrecus, and I don't mind answering questions. I have nothing else on my mind right now, and if I start to bore you about Morrowind lore, just let me know. This one is looking for Chaos Cascades. Interesting old fellow. Been in Balmore a long time, since before the district reorganization. Been in some trouble, but he apparently knows some people. Goes off for a while, then comes back. He's a veteran, I think. Has friends over at Fort Moonmoth. Don't know where he gets his money, but I wouldn't be surprised, excuse me, if it wasn't illegal. Right. Greetings, Marsh brother.
This scent is new.
Only he stands there. You're a new face, so what can I tell you about Balmore? I like to swap the latest rumors when there's something juicy enough to gossip about. Or maybe if a little secret, maybe I want to trade. Okay. Well, I suppose my part of a secret would be, did you know that the tax collector of Sedanin was murdered recently? And they find and when they finally found the murderer, it turns out that it was one of the local fishermen. So how about you? I heard the ordinators burn out a camp of Nerevarine cult worshippers out by the ghost fence in Foyara Ashurdan. The temple seems to be going a lot of trouble to exterminate a bunch of simple Ashlanders. They can't help being ignorant. They're just primitive savages. Nobody takes that Return of Lord Nerevar stuff seriously. Crazy rag rope prophets. Not much that there. Right. Well, listen. Only he stands there. I want to know where Case Casais is standing. I don't know what your business with him is, but be careful. Case Casais, he appear to be a pathetic old man, but do not judge by appearances. Some people made that mistake a while ago, and now they're not with us anymore. Okay. Greetings, Kajit. Looking for Case Casades. The old grey-haired gobble sugar like scuttle. Shinanir is surprised he still walks, but it doesn't affect him. That is the mark of a long-time user.
You want something?
Thanks. Guess Bacola Closius wasn't downstairs, so let's try upstairs. Well, there's a man over there. Good day. I'm Bacola Closius, publican of the South Wall here in Balmore. We rent beds, and I have a limited selection of goods for barter. If you're new here, I could also tell you where to look for other services, or a specific place nearby. If you're looking for someone in particular, I may be able to help. As a matter of fact, I am. Looking for Caius Casades. Do you know him? Old Caius rents a little bed and basket just up the hill on the north edge of town. Go out the front door, not to the upper door to the terrace. Then right up the stairs, then left at the top of the stairs, and down to the end of the street.
What's this about?
Thank you. Nothing more. I'm off. So, upstairs, the steps, turn left, and down the streets.
Make it quick, Outlander.
I am not talking to you, Dark Elf. Well, I think this must be the place. Oh, there's a man here. That's a start.
Yes?
What? Yes, I am Chaos Cascades. But what do you mean? You are told to report to Chaos Cascades. What are you talking about? Who are you? I'm just an old man with a skooma problem. Well, old man with a skooma problem, was told to report to you, and I have a package of documents for you. So, you say your name is Haas-Haas-Takh, and you've been told to report to me and deliver a package. Perhaps you will let me look at it? Sure. Yes, very interesting. So, it says here the Emperor wants me to make you a novice in the blades. And that means you'll be following my orders. Are you ready to follow my orders, Haas-Haas-Takh? Well, I suppose I don't really have a choice at the matter now, do I? Good. Welcome to the service, novice Haas-Haas-Takh. Now you belong to the Blades, for the Emperor's eyes and ears in the provinces. You can use my bed if you need to rest, but leave my personal stuff alone, unless I say otherwise. If you like, you can improve your modest skills with our Blades trainers now, or if you're in a hurry, I can give you orders right away. But don't forget to visit the Blades trainers. And who might these trainers be? Let's start again. These Blades agents offer training. Not free, of course, but cheap for a fellow agent. Look for Rithleen, Turmiling, and Ninetoes here in Balmora. In Caldera, see Surana Leoriana. In Aldrun, see Gildan. Shorbar Horsemouth lives in a hut west of Aldrun, and Elone the Scout can be found at Aril's Trade House in Sadanin. Okay. So who are the Blades? We're spies. We're the Emperor's hidden eyes and ears in the provinces. We watch the Emperor's enemies, we look for opportunities, we make reports, and when the Emperor commands, we obey. But we're only one of the many guilds and factions in Morrowind. You should know a little about Morrowind politics if you get involved with any of these other groups. Okay. So, and so, who are you really? I'm the Imperial Spy Master for Morrowind, and since I'm the ranking Blades agent in Morrowind, you report to me. You follow orders, and we'll get along fine. Okay. Tell me about Elone. Elone the Scout could usually be found at Aril's Trade House in Sadanin. You know where that is. You arrived in Sadanin by boat. How about Gildan? Nightblade Gildan lives in Aldrun, the Redaron district seat north of here. Beyond Calder. Gildan is in the southeast corner of town, in a house to the right of the steps up to the temple. Okay, who is Nine Toes? To get to Hunter Nine Toes, leave my door, facing south. Go right, down the steps, then turn left, and head south, looking for his door on your left. But Rithlin? Warrior Rithlin lives 2 houses south, upstairs. Shova Horsemouth? Master at Arms Shova Horsemouth lives in a warherder's hut in the middle of nowhere, west of Caldera. I've only been there once and couldn't give you directions. Go look for him if you feel like a little hike. Okay. But this Ranelirian Mage Soranelirian is in Caldera, the next town north. Her half-timber and stone house north sits between the twin towers of the North Gate and the Governor's Hall. And finally, Turmiling. Healer Turmiling lives 2 houses south, downstairs. Okay. So, what are my orders? First thing, Pilgrim, you're new and you look it. Here's 200 drakes. Go get yourself a decent weapon or armor or spell. And second thing, you need a cover identity. Around here, freelance adventurer is a common profession. Sign on with the Fighters Guild or Mages Guild or Imperial Cult or Imperial Legion. Advance in the ranks, gain skill and experience, go out on your own, look for freelance work or trouble. Then, when you're ready, come back and I'll have orders for you. What do you mean freelance work? You can always just wander around and ask for work, hunt monsters and sell their hides, collect ingredients for alchemists, prey on bandits and smugglers, search ruins for loot. All you need are better skills and conditioning, and knowledge of Morrowind, and spend what you earn on equipment and training. Then come back a little less wet behind the ears, and I won't have to worry so much about you when I send you out on a mission. Tell me about the Mages Guild in here, in Morrowind. It's a guild for the arcane arts, and it's where you go to find wizards for hire. Training, goods, and services are cheaper for members, and the guild stewards know where to find work. If you want to be a wizard, join and work your way up the ranks. The Mages Guild here is a better bet than the Fighters Guild. Rannis Arthurus is the guild steward, so talk to her if you want to join up. She's got a chip on her shoulder, but her apprentice, Ejira, seems okay for a Khajiit. So what do you know about Imperial Cult? The Imperial Cult worships the 9 divines, the Aedra Akatosh, Dibella, Arkay, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Cunarith, and Julianus, and Tiber Septim, founder and patron of the Empire. In Morrowind, it's partly maintaining the faith for outlanders like us, and partly a missionary cult, bringing enlightenment to the heathen Dunmer. You can see Sumutis Wundus at Fort Moonmoth to join, but you have to go to Ebonheart if you want to become a lay servant. What is a lay servant? Lay servants serve the Imperial Cult by doing various tasks. Not a lot of excitement, but safe, honorable, and rewarding. First, you have to join the Imperial Cult. They go to the Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart to get work. See Sunolian Tunifus to become a lay healer. See Eos Trupdor to become an almoner, a fundraiser. See Kay to become a shrine sergeant. They do the more dangerous jobs. Okay. Tell me about the local religion here. The Tribunal Temple is the native religion. They worship the three god kings, Malexia, Sotasil, and Vivek, who are known together as the Tribunal. We usually just call it the Temple. They're narrow-minded and superstitious, but I find a lot to admire, particularly their concern for the poor. They accept Outlanders as members. A few Outlanders join, except for the services. Tokofrit Lero Sartri at the Balmora Temple. If you're thinking about joining. Maybe not necessarily. Thanks anyway. Right. We just got our first membership in a faction. We are now a novice in the Blades, making us effectively a spy. Rithlin's
Anytime,
house.
friend. I'm right here.
Thank you. Welcome, novice Haas-Haas-Takh. Rithlin is my name. Warrior is my trade. I'd be happy to share a little advice, Morrowind lore of the fellow blade. Or maybe you'd like to catch up the latest rumors. Tell me about the blades. Well, I'm a blade too, and I report to Caius, like you. You're welcome to use my bed to rest, but leave my other stuff alone, please. Caius mentioned that you are a blade strainer. Well, okay, let's talk about this. What do you know about Case Crusades? He's okay. Sour, a warrior, but he knows his job and leaves us alone to do ours. Well, he mentioned that you are a blade strainer. Yes, we aren't trying to make a profit of our fellow blades, and as you rise in rank, your discount increases. Still, we have to live, and training isn't cheap. Well, basic skill training, if you don't know very much, can be pretty cheap, but advanced skill training, for example in your major specialities, that can get expensive. Here, I don't use this cuirass and helm anymore. Maybe you can get a few drakes for it and put them in your personal training fund. Well, thank you, that's very generous of you. Well, speaking of training, what do you train? So she trains long blade, block, and medium armor. Long blade and block. These skills, I'm pretty sure. Currently, our skills in long blade and block are something like 5. That's why it's only costs 46 gold to increase that skill by 1 point. Medium armor is a little more expensive, and that's because as an Argonian we get a tiny bonus to medium armor skill. So our medium armor skill should be around 10 at the moment. Because as a mage, it's a miscellaneous skill, so it starts at 5, but the racial bonus increases it to 10. Right. Well, thank you, Earthling. You've been very helpful. And yeah, maybe if some point we start to actually use like armor, we probably will be using medium armor, but not now. My name is Termiling. My native habitat is the city. In it I toil not, neither do I spin. I am essential to the city, as ants to a picnic, as the cliff racer to a netch farm. What? Excuse me. Well, Caius tells me that you're part of the Blades. I'm a Blade too, and I report to Caius like you. You're welcome to use my bed to rest, but leave my other stuff alone, please. So, what do you know about Chaos Crusades? He's okay, sour warrior, but he knows his job. The same thing that everyone else says. Okay. Chaos Crusades told me that you're a blades trainer. Basic skill training is cheap. We give you discounts for higher rank in the blades, and we keep our prices low. I was about to say priests, but it would not have made any sense, so that's why I made a small pause to give myself, a fraction of a second extra time to read the word. But advanced training is never cheap, even from us. Look, to get you started, here's my old Olympic. Maybe you can get a few gold for it, or use it yourself. Journeyman's Olympic, so already a pretty good quality, like alchemical apparatus. So, what do you train? He trains enchanting. That's a minor skill for us, and we are magic specialists, so that's got about 20 points in enchantment right now. Mysticism, our skill should be about 40, and restoration about 35, or probably like 36 actually. I'm pretty sure I improved my restoration skill already by like 1 point, so that's probably like 36. And he sells spells. Alright, we do actually have some money. Dispel. This could be handy, probably. Tenor's Hoptoad. Fourth barrier, fifth barrier, sixth barrier, so Vex Feast, it's spell absorption, okay? Heavy burden. Right, so I'm actually using I would say it's an absolute dinosaur of a mod for Morrowind. I mean, this mod has been around almost as long as the game has been. And it's called Wakim's Game Improvements. And it should still be available at Nexus. And basically, at least in its current form, I think it used to be maybe just like one huge mod, but I think also a long time ago it got kind of divided into various modules, if you will. It's like divided into multiple parts. Well, anyway, and one of the changes that it does, or at least some of the parts, some parts of the mod does, is that it changes spells. So at least some of the spell effects are changed, or rather, like certain spells are changed. And so, for instance, like you can see that, like first there's a spell Heavy Burden. It's now Heavy Burden 250 points for 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure, like maybe in a vanilla version of the game, it's probably maybe more like 50 points of burden for 10 seconds. And so, especially like burden and feather spells have been like heavily changed, so that, because they used to be practically useless, in vanilla Morrowind. Like some spell effects and some spells they just weren't very well balanced. But with the spell like burden 250 points, or even 250 to 350, like, or 500 points for 10 seconds on, that's like, these are not actually like spells that can really they can really root your opponent to the spot for a short period of time. So it can actually have like a tangible effect if you use it like in combat, or maybe even if you're just trying to get away from an enemy. You can now cast like this kind of spell, which can actually, as I said, you can really kind of stop your enemy for a brief amount of time, then to give you maybe some extra time to like run away. So it can kind of provide like wider variety of like tactical options. Right. Well, maybe we don't buy spells right now. Yeah. Feather 200 points for 10 seconds. So now you can really use spells like this to kind of carry much more like loot from maybe dungeons. I mean, especially if you have like a safe route to use. Right.
All right, I'm intrigued. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Probably save the game occasionally. Right. Well, I realize this hasn't been exactly very fast-paced episode. Because we are just exploring Balmore and obviously joined the Blades, and now we are getting to know our colleagues, if you will. Nine Toes. Yeah, let's look at that. Nine Toes is Argonian with us.
Greetings, Marsh brother.
Greetings to you, Marsh brother. Welcome, novice Haas-Haas-Takh. Nine Toes is my name. Hunter is my trade. I'd be happy to share a little advice or Morrowind lore with a fellow Blade. Or maybe you'd like to catch up on the latest rumors. Well, yes, what are the latest gossip? I'm trying to update on maps of the Bitter Coast. There are no good maps of this area. Period. Islands, mountains, swamps, lakes, rivers. It's impossible. Getting to know the swamps and waterways here, maybe as well as the natives. But I can't blend in with the natives, and I'm useless in the West Gash or the Ashlands. And I don't see why the maps are so important. Smuggling, maybe, but I'm wondering if they're thinking about landing and moving the legions through here in case of trouble. Right. Well, Chaos Crusades mentioned that you're a Blades trainer. The basics we can teach you won't cost much. Advanced training, though, that's expensive. If you're skilled, you're much harder to teach. Maybe I can help you out. Here's a little moon sugar on the house. You do know that trade in moon sugar and skooma is against the law, and most alchemists and apothecaries won't buy it. But Khajiit generally will. Try Ajira at the Balmora Mages Guild, or Ravir, the trader in Balmora. Sell the sugar, start saving for training. Thank you. He trains athletics, illusion, and sneak. Right. Right. Meeting Blades agents, and they're also just giving us stuff that we can, sell if we want.
Traveler.
Right.
My time is
Orc.
Say your words.
Shagamgro
Bring 'em for nothing.
Shakdug. Yeah. Bookseller. Fighters Guild. Meldor Armorer. And Mages Guild.
I'm waiting.
Are you looking for me? You want to join the Mages Guild? No? Maybe. Yes, you look like the sort we could use in the Mages Guild. Will you take the Mage's Oath and join the guild? What is the Mage's Oath? Perform any duties assigned to you by the masters of the guild. Learn from them and grow strong. Always share your knowledge freely with other guild members. Never strike or steal from another guild member. Does this appeal to you? Yes, I would like to join. You are now a member of the Mages Guild. Welcome, associate. When you are ready, you can ask for duties to perform. And once you are ready, you can ask about the advancement. Okay, do you have any duties for me? I don't have any duties for an associate. Speak with me again when you have proven yourself. In the meantime, speak with Ajira. I believe she may have some small tasks for you. Okay. Am I eligible for advancement? You meet our requirements, Haas-Haas-Takh, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of an apprentice. So, oh yeah, because the apprentice is the next rank. Yeah. So, without the requirements, the Guild of Mages only accepts candidates of keen intelligence and dominant will. Candidates must exhibit mastery in the great schools of magic: destruction, alteration, illusion, and mysticism. Candidates must also display practical knowledge of enchantments and alchemical processes. Right. Right. Oh, we could actually take some stuff.
What is this about?
Step right up, Haas-Haas-Takh. I look over my collection of scrolls. How about the flashy and cheap Taldum Scorcher to burn your foes, or Unduce's Unhinging to open stuck chests and doors? If you're going somewhere dangerous, try some Scrolls of Vitality and Vigor to restore your health and fatigue. If you're in real trouble, you want Omsive Intervention or Divine Intervention to transport you instantly to the nearest temple or nearest Imperial Shrine. Right. She trains Alchemy, Destruction, and Unarmored. Okay. She does enchanting and she sells stuff. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy this. And the fatigue ring, yeah. Oh, she also has a dagger that has like poison damage. Why not? Why not? Total cost. Oh, no. Well, I'm not gonna use anything like this, so I'm gonna sell this stuff to her. Get some more gold for us. Yeah. She's got a nice collection of soul gems. Yeah, this is almost broken. I should probably should get it fixed. All right. Hmm.
Looking
Moraine?
for something in particular?
Hello, friend. I'm Moraine Dren. Welcome to Balmore. The question, I'll be happy to answer it. Or try, anyway. If it's just a little advice you'd like, that's fine too. Well, what kind of advice do you have for, a new guild member? A good strategy is to paralyze your opponent. Cast some kind of touch spell that does damage for a while, like poison, then retreat to go farther range to cast your targeted long range spells. Recast paralyze if the creature isn't dead by the time they reach you again. Well, those certainly sound like effective strategies. Levitate, but this is a very expensive spell. I'd rather not. First barrier, huh? First barrier. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade it. Oh yeah, we don't need this. We are not Argonian. We don't need. Suppose I could buy first barrier, a little upgraded version of the shield spell that I have. Yeah. Why not? 10 points for 30 seconds, yeah. Oh, levitation is a useful spell, but it's also very expensive, so I don't want to kind of waste that much money on a single spell right now. Deuces open door. Well, open spells are always handy. Should I get this? Maybe later.
How interesting. A tourist.
Welcome to Balmore, council seat of House Lal. How can I serve you? She trains destruction, alteration, and illusion. She's a spell maker, and she's got paralyze. Paralyze is a useful effect, definitely. Poisonous touch, poison. Yeah, I could use like a ranged poison spell. Why not? And maybe a shock spell, yeah. Like a very kind of low cost attack spell, so something like that could be so a good spell for like practicing your destruction. So, alright. Musselinic Marion. I'm Musselinic Marion, the Breton guild guide. I provide instantaneous transport between various mages guild halls on Vardenfell. What is your destination? I'll also help you with local information. Do you need services? Are you looking for some specific place or someone in particular? What spells do you sell? Soul Trap would be useful. Not to mention that soul trapping can be quite profitable in this game. Oh, because soul gems that are charged with souls are very valuable. Yeah, I should probably learn the soul trapping spell. Besides,
Welcome,
mysticism is actually one of our strongest schools of magic.
What does the Argonian need?
Hello, Jira. What brings you to a Jira shop? Do you want duties from the Jira? Do you want local brews or help in a fight? Some Telvanni buckmusk? A way to reach the high places? What is Telvanni buckmusk? Jira does not like the Telvanni, but even Khajiit like the smell of buckmusk. Try some. and smell how all the women like you. Right. She sells genuine retort, apprentice calcinator. Oh, right, yes. You could actually, right. Oh, yeah. Kind of hard to borrow. How about 25? Yeah, good. Sell the moon sugar. Right. So she's got the journeyman level of retort, so how about 75 gold for this? Oh, hard to bargain. You are a hard bargain. Right. Alright, we could ask for work duties. Yeah, so do you have any duties for me? Yes, Jira has duties for you. Before Jira can be a journeyman in the Mages Guild, Jira must study the local mushrooms. Local mushrooms? To finish a Jira's report, Jira needs samples of Luminous Rusula, Violet Coprinus, Bungler's Bane, and Hypophasia. Jira knows you can find all these on the Bitter Coast. The easiest way is to go south along River Odai until you see a wooden bridge across the river. Get out of the river. There you will find a path west over the hills. Okay, tell me about these mushrooms. Bungler's Bane grows on trees and sometimes other things. Looks like tree has brown shells. Jira warns you not to eat Bungler's Bane. How about Hypophasia? Hypophasia looks much like Bungler's Bane. It grows like a shelf on trees and other things. Hypophasia is safe to eat, but make sure it is not Bungler's Bane. Okay. Luminous Rusula. Rusula comes from a short, smelly toadstool, which is brown on top. Violet Coprinus. Coprinus comes from a long-stemmed toadstools, which glow blue at night. Well, I suppose we already know what is River Odai because we already seen it, so. Right. Sean.
Citizen.
I cannot think with these interruptions. Please, leave me alone. She trains alteration, mysticism, and restoration, okay? She sells potions and spells. Right. Your common disease on other. Might be a handy spell. Right. Fifth barrier. Strong feather. Dispel. Well, I suppose for a mage we should probably invest in some magic, so strong feather. Yeah. Dispel and cure. Whoa. We're down to 285.
Visits again, I think I'll have choice.
Right. Save the game. You know what? Let's read a book. Invocation of Azura. We seem to have 2 copies of it, so we'll read this book and then we'll probably sell them away. Sell both of them away. Invocation of Azura by Sigilla Parade. For 300 years, I have been a priestess of Azura, the Daedric princess of Moonshadow, mother of the rose, and queen of the night sky. Every Hogithum, which we celebrate on the 21st of First Seed, we summon her for guidance. Oh, by the way, just out of curiosity, I want to quickly check. What is the... Oh, that's First Seed, right? This is... Okay, now it's Last Seed. I just wanted to see what is like the in-game date right now. You know, in case it might have been First Seed now. But, okay, anyway. Okay. On the 21st of First Seed, we summon her for guidance, as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to Her Majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. We do not invoke her on any Hogithum troubled by thunderstorms, for those nights belong to the Mad One, Sheogorath, even if they do coincide with the occasion. Azura at such times understands our caution. Azura's invocation is a very personal one. I have been priestess to 3 other Daedric princes, but Azura values the quality of her worshippers and the truth behind our adoration of her. When I was a dark elven maid of 16, I joined my grandmother's coven worshippers of Molag Bal, the schemer princess. Blackmail, extortion, and bribery are as much the weapons of the witches of Molag Bal as is dark magic. The invocation of Molag Bal is held on the 20th of Evening Star, except during stormy weather. This ceremony is seldom missed, but Molag Bal often appears to her cultists in mortal guise on other dates. When my grandmother died in an attempt to poison the heir of Firewatch, I re-examined my faith in the cult. My brother was a warlock of the cult of Boetniath, and from what he told me, the Dark Warrior was closer to my spirit than the treacherous Molag Bal. Boetniath is a warrior princess who acts more overtly than any other Daedroth. After years of skulking and scheming, it felt good to perform acts for a mistress which had direct, immediate consequences. Besides, I liked it that Boetniath was a Daedra of the Dark Elves. Our cult would summon her on the day we called the Gauntlet, the 2nd of Sun's Dusk. Bloody competitions would be held in her honor, and the duels and battles would continue until 9 cultists were killed at the hands of other cultists. Boetia cared little for her cultists. She only cared for our blood. I do think I saw her smile when I accidentally slew my brother in a sparring session. My horror, I think, greatly pleased her. I left the cult soon after that. Boetia was too impersonal for me, too cold. Excuse me. No, I need to take a drink. Some soda water. I wanted a mistress of greater depth. For the next 18 years of my life, I worshipped no one. Instead, I read and researched. It was in an old and profane tone that I came upon the name of Nocturnal. Nocturnal, the night mistress. Nocturnal, the unfathomable. As the book prescribed, I called to her on her holy day, the 3rd of Heartfire. At last I had found the personal mistress I had so long desired. I strove to understand her labyrinthine philosophy, the source of her mysterious pain. Everything about her was dark and shrouded, even the way she spoke and the acts she required of me. It took years for me to understand the simple fact that I could never understand Nocturnal. Her mystery was as essential to her as savagery was to Boethiah or treachery was to Moloch Baal. To understand Nocturnal is to negate her, to pull back the curtains cloaking her realm of darkness. As much as I loved her, I recognized the futility of unraveling her enigmas. I turned instead to her sister, Azura. Azura is the only data princess I have ever worshipped who seems to care about her followers. Moloch Baal wanted my mind, Boethiah wanted my arms, and Nocturnal, perhaps, my curiosity. Azura wants all of that, and our love above all, not our abject slavering, but our honest and genuine caring in all its forms. It is important to her that our emotions be engaged in her worship, and our love must also be directed inward. If we love her and hate ourselves, she feels our pain. I will, for all time, have no other mistress. Right. Mm. Yeah, another zip. Yeah, yeah, so a little book about a worshipper of Azura.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Right, so we have to go to the bitter coast, collect some mushrooms, which is fine. Uh, should I take this Silt Strider to and then maybe just walk back to Balmore, through the bitter coast, or should we walk through the bitter coast to Sadanin and then maybe use the Silt Strider to kind of come back here? Anyway, I guess. Hmm. I guess if I was smart, I would sell this book. I would actually sell this book to what you call to like a Ariel, since Ariel actually likes us very much. So Ariel will probably pay better for this. But maybe it's enough that I just get rid of this. So thanks. It's
Speak quickly, Outlander.
because basically it's just dead weight. That's all that it is. Just dead weight. So. Huh? Fancy part of town. House Lalu symbol. Alchemist. Clothier. Oh, don't tell me the game crashed. Is it just lagging or did the game crash? Welcome back to Morrowind. Let's continue the adventures of Haas-Haas-Takh, Argonian mage. Right, let's see. I thought my last session actually ended in the game crashing, so. And I haven't played since yesterday, so I wonder. Right. Oh, yeah. Now that I'm here.
How interesting. A tourist.
Do I have any? Well, I only had a little bit of cash. Not yet, Ajira. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ajira. I haven't started yet. Please have some patience. Yeah, Ajira asked us to get some mushrooms. Which is, of course, one of these starting level jobs that you can do for Mage's Guild. I don't. What? Are you deaf? No interruptions. I can't think. Okay, I'm sorry, but just want to see. Do you sell? Okay, no. Okay, so basically, what I'm looking right now is a I'm looking for like a detect enchantment, either potion or a spell or a scroll. Even a single-use item would be.
All right, I'm listening.
Because as you remember when we were exploring that little grotto near Sedanin, this would be detect key. You know what? I'll take that. We'll definitely take this for now. Even though this is not something I needed right now. Okay, I'm seeing intervention, but we have one, so divine intervention, which is good, you know, because maybe we go back, dive into that grotto, and we get stuck. Well, at least we have the intervention scroll to save us from that trouble. So okay, so right, 2 gold. Right. Sure. Why not? Oh, and let's go get our. Let's go get these daggers fixed. Alright, oh. Clicked on the wrong button. Repair. Right. I mean, I'm planning to go to the swamps, Bitter Coast area. Right, so yesterday we read the Invocation of Azura book. We have 2 copies of it, so I'm not gonna need any more than that. Guess I could keep one, maybe just sell it to like well, we're going to Sedanin anyway, so I'll sell the other copy to like a real, because he likes us a lot more than this merchant does. So Ariel is also going to give us probably a better deal. Let's see, Nalcaria of Whitehaven. Ah, she would actually have the. I am Nalcaria of Whitehaven, Premier Mistress of Alchemy in Balmora. Let me show you potions that will improve or even save your life. Tell me about yourself. I am Nalcaria. How may I help you? What do you know about alchemy? Getting ahead in a difficult profession like alchemy requires avid faith in yourself. That is why some people with mediocre talent but with great inner drive go so much further than people with vastly superior talent. Is that kind of your indirect way of saying that you know, you can improve your alchemy by basically grinding that skill. But anyway, bargain potion of light. Well, that's only 8 seconds. That would not be sufficient for the kind of exploration that I have in mind. So restore stuff, swift swim, and these are very expensive. Potion of night eye, 20 points for 60 seconds, but so expensive, like 175. Good lord. Yeah, that's like that effect would be useful. Yes. Trying to find the that missing Tanto in there. Journeyman. Yeah, she'll charge way too much for it. We can't afford to buy a journeyman's mortar pistol yet. No. She also has an apprentice mortar and pestle. But do you know who also has an apprentice level mortar and pestle? A real Satanine, so I would rather, even that is something I'd rather buy from her. Okay. Well, thanks for your time. Oh, save the game. Right. I think we are ready to head to the swamp. Which we will certainly do. However, I want to have a couple of minutes break. Just long enough to get myself a cup of coffee. So, I will be right back. All right, we are back. Let us head to the swamps. Get myself seated here. Right. Yeah, it's right. So we're supposed to collect some samples of mushrooms. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Oh, I feel like running all the time, of course. I mean, when you're playing Morrowind, who doesn't want to run? You know, just to get around a little bit faster, but then the more you run, the more tired you become. The more tired your character becomes, the more, difficult it becomes to like fight. Right. Yeah. Let's find a place to cross to the other side, so. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. A Nick sound, huh? Oh, right, I forgot I'm not using a. I mean, sometimes I use a little mod called Passive Healthy Wildlife, which makes most non-diseased creatures to be, by default, non-hostile. Right, let's see, Nick sound. Well, yeah, let's see. Guess I could put my maybe soul trap spell in here, yeah. Maybe as a ranged attack I should favor maybe my poison spell. I mean, as an Argonian we're immune to poison damage, so yeah. Frostbite works of course better against well, I'll check with the Firebite in here. Shield. Well, we did upgrade to first barrier already. This one I could replace with let's say life ring, and then amulet of stamina could be there. I'll save this spot for my when I actually get alchemy gear. So. Right. Oh. Yes. So 7. Okay. That's a pretty nice healing. It's solid 10 points of healing per casting. So yeah. Yeah. Well. Oh, there's another Nixon. Oh, I guess because I'm level 2, they're more common now. Yeah. Yeah. I must say, I really like this. I mean, yes, this is also a mod that allows me to pick up these plants just by hovering my cursor over them and clicking the interaction button. Because before you couldn't actually do that. In the vanilla version of Morrowind treats every plant as a container. As a container that you need to first open the kind of like a container menu or like the inventory menu for that container, and then you can click on the item. If it has something inside of it, you can click on it and then move that with your cursor. You can move that item to your inventory window and then drop it there. Now imagine having to do that with every single individual piece of an ingredient that you are collecting. Yeah, that's let's just say it gets a little old and tiresome. Very quickly. So but yeah, because when I was a young man playing Morrowind, like now this is coming from someone who started my let's say quote unquote Elder Scrolls career. It's not really a career, it's a hobby, but started my, let's say, Elder Scrolls life by playing Daggerfall. And that's already back in the 90s. So the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall came out. I got well, perhaps now I can already confess because presumably the crime has already, expired, I hope. I got a bootleg copy from my friend. And actually, first, I just got like a shareware version from him that he had. A shareware version of Daggerfall, which really just, well, I mean, it had this kind of like a tool that allows you to like experiment with various functionalities of the game, like, alchemy, making like an alchemy system and stuff like that. I don't remember exactly what else, but it also then featured a like a how to say, like an example dungeon. So little like kind of a how would you say that, like a separate like self-contained dungeon and a pre-made character that you could experiment. I remember that pre-made character was like a level 16 Breton spell sword. I do recall that much. And so of course you started with some spells and some like randomized equipment. Whoa, okay. Oh. Whew. Oh, that. Oh, it just fell. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I got interrupted by the combat here. And of course, in Daggerfall dungeons, all the loot is randomized, so you would basically also like kind of the equipment that you would get first, like at the start, and then from like loot piles, of course, that would be pretty much different every time you played the tutorial. Well, it's not even a tutorial, but like an example dungeon, example character. And like already that I remember was like just a mind-blowing experience. Because prior to that, I didn't even have the concept in my mind that you could have role-playing games, in a computer. that computer games could actually be complex enough to be role-playing games. And well, and I guess I wasn't really familiar with um the those very kind of ancient um Dungeons and Dragons games by TSR, this Eye of the Beholder and the likes of that. Yes, I wasn't really well familiar with those, so I think that Daggerfall demo version was really well, okay, maybe not the first. I suppose, huh? Now, now I don't actually remember which came first. Which one I learned about first, Daggerfall or Thunderscape. But I mean, of course, on my channel I do have a playthrough of Thunderscape, so which is a pretty fun game. It's a kind of a dungeon crawler and role-playing game. It's basically like Thunderscape. You get to create yourself a team of heroes, and you go to, and of course there is you have a certain kind of like main mission, if you will. That's a Daedric ruin. I think Haas-Haas-Takh would know what Daedric ruins are, and he would also be smart enough to know not to go to Daedric ruins. But let's stab this guy. Get some crab meat in. Right, but basically, those two games were, of course, my first forays into the world of computerized role-playing games. Thunderscape, in which of course you create a team and basically let's say when you are exploring your environment, you are in real time, but whenever you enter combat, the game enters into kind of turn-based mode. Right, Cloud. I've been rambling on and on, so we made it to a small fishing village. Do I really have any business in here? Maybe no. I don't really have anything I want to get rid of. Because oh yeah, there's a little a shop there. There's a shopkeeper there and some other services. And the boat can take you to various locations. Well, let's talk to them. Okay, so from completely out of character, rambling mode, let's try to enter into more in-depth, character mode. Greetings.
Speak, traveler.
Hello. Hello there. Are you looking for transport? I can take you to Vivek, Molakmar, Gnamok, or Ebonheart. Tell me about Gnamok. Just up the coast. To be honest, you could probably walk there if you have time, but I could get you there much more safely and much sooner. Once you get there, though, there isn't a lot to do. You've listened to my friend Valveli Arelas, the shipmaster there. She has some wonderful stories to tell. Tell me about Ebonheart. Ebonheart is my favorite destination. The architecture of the city is just wonderful. I've always been fascinated with the Imperial building style. Those magnificent forts all around the island are breathtaking. I'd rather I'd rather live in Caldera than here, but my life is on the waterways, and I do enjoy traveling. Let's see, how much would she charge for boat rides? So Ebon had 26, Namok 18, Vivek Foreign Quarters 24, and Molakmar 45. Okay, it's fair enough. So at least we now know there is a boat service here and a network of boat connections. Probably should make a seeing this we kind of made our way into this small settlement, we might as well drop like a hard save here before proceeding. Because the difference between Daggerfall and Thunderscape is that where Thunderscape, I think it's still more of that classical style of dungeon crawler where you create a team of heroes, and of course the game follows certain, let's say, role-playing rules, some kind of role-playing system rules like Dungeons and Dragons, and but mostly what you're just doing is that you are taking your team in a, let's say, more or less like a straightforward uh, adventure, perhaps in some kind of dungeon, cave, uh, sewer system, castle, whatever. And it's mostly about like that like playing with a team of characters. And while it of course has kind of heavy kind of role playing influences, and it even follows like rules from a role playing rule set like Dungeons and Dragons, with all the kind of classes and hit points and experience points, XP levels, and whatnot. Mm. Mm. But it's still more focused on the team and that maybe that's some kind of common goal for the team. And so you mostly just crawl through the dungeons. You encounter groups of monsters, you kill those monsters, you gain XP, you steal their stuff, you loot treasure chests and whatnot. You get better equipment, you get higher levels, you learn more spells, the thief gets better at picking locks and hiding in shadows and then backstabbing. Like, which is of course, it's all fine and good, and it's usually the same as it's like all the best parts in like playing a session of maybe a game like Dungeons and Dragons. Right. Oh. Yeah. And so yeah, they're definitely fun, but it's maybe more focused on like the action and the adventure side of of role-playing games, and not so much the actual like character development, and certainly not in the sense of like uh you know like the development of the like your character's personality and motivations and stuff like that. So all development is really just the development of maybe skills and abilities and spells and equipment that you have. Oh, by the way, we have that hawk shoring. Oh, right. So let's use the ring. Okay, so I guess no hidden keys in this little room. Okay. I mean, had there been keys, they would have shown on this little mini map as like little rings, like white rings. Mm-hmm. Bone sugar, huh? Ash yams, okay. Ash statues. Diamonds. Motherlode. Yeah. Unexplored shipwreck, huh? Okay. Salt rice. Barrel over here. Lots of salt rice. Even more salt rice. Silver longsword. Coins. Yeah. It's a nice little loot over here. PM, huh? Let's sleep in the wilderness. We got interrupted by you. Well, we got, I think, most of our spell points back, so. Then again, these kind of enemies are the best ones to train your kind of defensive skills because they're weak. They're weak creatures and they do little damage. And the way that the kind of the skill system works is that, especially the defensive skill, is that every time you get hit, well, basically the game considers, what kind of armor are you wearing? I mean, and of course, for those who don't know, well, because your kind of character's body is divided into various, let's say, hit regions. Well, actually, not even that. No, I mean, actually, no. I mean, in terms of like just hitting and getting damaged, the game doesn't really care about. The game doesn't really, let's say, care about where you get hit, unless it's something you get hit. Wait, no, I don't think even headshots are actually a thing. No, headshots aren't a thing in this game. No, even that one, no. But what it does, but your character's body is still separated into sort of hit regions, quote unquote. And so for different body parts, you can put basically armor. So for the head, on your head, you can put a helmet, you can put a cuirass on your chest, you can put pauldrons on your like shoulders, you can put gauntlets on your hands. And by the way, gauntlets and like on the shoulder pads, they're like separate items. So you have separate item for the left side and the right side, left glove, right glove, so forth. And then you have greaves, boots, of course you can have shield, and well, to go even further, of course, armor is then divided. It's let's say it's divided into categories of light armor, medium armor, heavy armor. So light armor stuff like leather armor, glass, chitin. Medium armor is things like chain mail, orcish armor. Then there's like native bone mold material. Dunmer native material called bone mold that's considered medium armor. Like especially like the Dunmer gods, they tend to wear armor made from this bone mold. And heavy armor, this is basically plate armor. Any kind of plate armor, iron, steel, silver, and so forth, all the way to Daedric. And basically, of course, first of all, when you wear armor, the armor class you get from that armor depends both on the quality of that armor, or those armor pieces, but also your skills in using that armor. And basically, the armor class in here, what you see in here, and this is your actual armor class for your character. But this is the average. Yeah, of course. There's also unarmored skill, which is this is basically any part of your body that doesn't have actual armor, then is considered unarmored. And unarmored is basically the skill to have. Basically, it's like the skill to have armor in places where you don't have armor. Well, I mean, okay, like the description says here. Okay, unarmored skill lets one avoid or reduce injury during combat while not wearing any armor by evading, deflecting or absorbing blows. Those versed in this skill are better defended wearing no armor at all than they are when wearing armor. And so because we're mage, we have as an unarmored as a minor skill, and we don't have any, like, let's say, actual armor skills in any of our major skills or minor skills. But anyway, and so this is kind of the average of all the armor you get from your various, hit regions. And when you're not wearing any region that doesn't have any armor, then that region's armor class is calculated from your unarmored skill. And then the other parts they have, and then if you have armor, then it's the quality of that armor, like the material, but also, of course, the condition of that armor, and then also your corresponding skill in using that armor. So it's a little bit complicated formula to calculate your armor class. And then this armor class here, this is the average of all the armor you get. And this is the number that the game is using when kind of determining like how much you get damage from a hit. Okay, yeah, so let's just let this guy hit us for a while. Oh, and whenever you get hit, you basically get experience. So denoted by the progress bar to your defensive skills, and that experience is actually now let's say if you're wearing like a combination, like if you're wearing like a combination of different types of armor and or not wearing armor at all in some places, then it divides the experience with these regions, considering like basically like how much are you using maybe medium armor or light armor pieces or heavy armor pieces or no armor at all. And so of course okay, well maybe this is just too complicated way of explaining that. If you wear like a mixture of different types of armor and you get hit, then you are simultaneously training like all those different armor skills, but that experience is divided then among those different skills. And I think also with respect to like for instance, like the chest piece, for instance, like it counts for more or like a larger portion of your armor than, let's say, just a single gauntlet will or a helmet will and so forth. But then all these places combined, that's like 100% of all your defenses. And of course, if you have either full armor, which is only one style, or no armor at all in any places, then all that experience you gain from like getting hit, then that goes to just that one particular defensive skill. And for us, it's now unarmored. So. Yeah, I want to train my kind of defensive skills occasionally, because this is something which is much easier at lower levels when you're still encountering these weaker creatures that do only a little bit of damage per hit. Like, trust me, if I was fighting like maybe a Golden Saint or a Daedroth or a Daedra Lord, wielding a Daedric Warhammer, I could not just stand there and let that enemy hit me like repeatedly, because my character would be dead very soon. And so this is really kind of the only practical way you can... Oh. Shoot. Wrong ring. I want to improve at least like my unarmored by 1 point here. Just out of principle, occasionally get little XP for defensive skills. I mean, weapon skills are easy to increase because that's something you can kind of actively do. You grab a weapon and start bashing away at enemies. But training defensive skills, because you just have to kind of wait there, let them hit you and not die. Make sure that you don't die, so it's a bit more involved, if you will. Okay, good. Now, thanks. And kill this crab. And we finally got a skill point. We'll save our game. Yeah. Oh. Well. Attacked by fish. Tube. Well, let's say maybe because it was dark, so we just kind of accidentally walked past the tube. We didn't even see the tube. Or maybe we did see it, but, because it's nighttime, it's dark. Maybe we just didn't feel like visiting the tomb at this time of the day. To disturb the evil spirits. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I guess it's oh, okay. Okay, nothing important. Sounded like I got a message, but as it turns out, nothing important. Hello. How much do I have these? Out of curiosity. Okay, plenty. Oh, there's like a little. Could go to there. Okay. Oh. Right. Oh. Yeah, let's let that guy hit us. Our healing has full charge again, so we'll just let that guy hit us. Oh, I guess the day is dawning. Ah, beautiful. Oh, drinking my coffee from a cup which used to have a nice little well, it's basically like a white colored cup, but it used to have like a black color like grit surrounding it. But the colors have definitely faded away quite a bit, so the grit is now the color of a very, very, very light brown. A gray, not brown, but gray. You can barely even see it anymore. Let's see. Barely even see that. So, a rather worn out cup, if you will. And yes, sometimes it feels that Morrowind for me is a little bit like this cup. It's kind of worn out in the sense that, well, certainly played it. I mean, I've been playing this game probably close to 20 years by now. I think it's like 22 years old. The game, I think it came in 2002. And, oh, I think I actually already got the skill point in on Armored. I did. Yeah. Yeah. But just like this cup, sometimes I do still find myself, enjoying the product. In this case, well, in the case of the cup, of course, it's the coffee I drink, but in terms of, the game, it's, well, the game itself. Because even though I know this game like just inside and out, but I still find it very enjoyable to roleplay, to basically pretend that I don't know anything about the game, or rather, like, pretend that my character doesn't know, and play by that. I play by that principle that, okay, that my character does not share the knowledge that I have of the game. No, he doesn't know where all the good loot is. He doesn't know where all the, I guess, best quests are. He doesn't know where all the Daedric shrines are. And at least for me, playing the game from the point of view of my character, not from the point of view of, me as a player, it's much more fun. And of course, I am perfectly aware of all the ways you can really just exploit and break this game system. I mean, I know about all the alchemy tricks you can do to, boost your characters. Basically, by make potions that increase your intelligence. You can drink them because, by increasing your intelligence, you can also increase the potency of your potions. And so you make potions that boost your intelligence, you drink those, and then you make some more potions that increase your intelligence. But now, because your intelligence is increased, the potency of the potions you created, they also increase. And also because, let's say these 45 potions, they stack. They also happen to stack. So you can just, make a bunch of 45 intelligence potions, drink them, make some more, drink them, make some more, drink them. This kind of looping around, and you can literally get boost your character's intelligence to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. It's actually ridiculous, and because of that, anything related to intelligence, potion making, but or even making magical items, enchanting, stuff like that. You can just do you can do god tier things with them. You can make healing potions that literally make you unkillable. That heal thousands of hit points per second and last for days, weeks, of in-game time. Like absolutely ridiculous, and you can really. It's all too easy to break the game with that. And I know all about all kinds of exploits you can use to effectively make infinite money in this game. I know all that, but do I want to use those things? No. Why? Because, if you take away all the challenge, then where's the fun? If you take away that struggle, and if you take away, and most importantly, if you take away role playing from a role playing game, what are you really left with? I'd say you're left, you're not, you're no longer playing a role playing game. You're playing just a game. And at least that's my take on it. You kind of reduce a role playing game to just a game. Just a numbers game. And I would at least find that incredibly depressing. Well, well, okay. Oh, good lord. That small fish? Uh, oh, there was. Oh, okay. Now they went away. Okay, maybe I'll just wait until I get a full stamina bar. Otherwise, my spells will fail and my stabs. I will miss. My stabs will miss and my spells will fail. Right. Yeah, as I said, I mean, that's the last thing that I want to do is to to take away role playing from a role playing game. Maybe that's why also like why I never got into uh, games like World of Warcraft or these other like MMO games. Yes, I never got into those because, at least as far as I understand, those games really are just about, grinding your character. It's just a numbers game, and the only purpose is to the only goal of the game is to make your character stronger, basically. Oh, so, well, and yeah, to me that seems boring. Like okay, yeah, of course I get it that probably like the kind of the main attraction for those games is uh, that ability to play with other players, other human beings. And okay, yeah, I mean, okay, I get it. Yeah, I can understand that. That can also be, the social aspect of gaming. That can also be a big attraction. But yeah, still, mm, yeah, I'll walk now, so restoring my stamina. But yeah, as I said, like for me, like this kind of game is more compelling because it allows me to roleplay a character. I mean, yes, it's slow paced, and especially, if you don't resort into like this power game tactics, then yeah, it will take a long time for you to kind of develop your character. But to me, that's okay. You like this, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm getting like slowly increasing my like maybe unarmored skill by letting these creatures attack me. So occasionally get a point to that, and when I stab these creatures, occasionally I'll get a increase my short blade skill, and occasionally I cast spells. And that will slowly increase my spell skills. So that's why I try to usually avoid kind of like power leveling by, and especially in this game, you can power, if you have enough money, you can power level by just buying all the training you want. But I usually try to avoid that. I mean, yes, of course, I will pay attention to things like, like how many times have I improved my skills before leveling, so that I would get at least somewhat better and more optimal, gain to my attributes. Sure, but I try to balance between the two aspects, I would say. And as I said, of course, I know about all the all the nice stuff that you can find in different locations in this game. And some of those items, they are actually they're actually very easy to get to places. So, for instance, we've been now basically working our way through this Bitter Coast region. We started from Balmora. We crossed a little hill to the Bitter Coast region, made our way to Cloudwater, and then from Cloudwater, we've been working our way towards Sydney. Now, would you believe if I told you that we have already gone through past a location that has a perfectly free and perfectly easily accessible an ebony short sword in perfect condition. So, but not only is it a incredibly good weapon, and especially if you give it to level 2 character, especially something which is way, way, way above a level 2 character. Uh, but I didn't take it. I didn't.
No ash. A good.
I did not go there and I did not take it, even though I could. And I also know about, of course, I guess you could call them. I mean, can you call them like a secret? Now, I'm not sure how much of a secret it's anymore, but of course, the game has certain merchants in the game who have unusual large amounts of money at their disposal, and who will also always pay like the true value of any item. Because normally when you sell and buy stuff, you have to barter, and those things depend on stuff like your bartering skill, the merchant's bartering skill, the merchant's disposition towards you, etc., etc. So the price fluctuates, and especially if the merchant is more experienced than you, then you will only get like a fraction of the real value of any item. But these certain merchants, which of course most people already know about, there's a scamp called Creeper, lives in Caldera, in that mansion that is full of orcs, Korak Manor. He has 5,000 gold pieces, and then there's even more obscure creature which is called the Mud Crab Merchant, and he's kind of far away in the middle of nowhere, but he has 10,000 gold coins. So just with that, I could get that ebony short sword, and I could find this Mud Crab Merchant and sell that sword with its full value to the merchant. And I would already get like 10,000 gold pieces just by that. And especially at this level, 10,000 gold pieces, it buys a lot of training. I could buy a lot of training with just that. And I could obviously buy any kind of spell that I want. And so forth. I could, buy any kind of like alchemical apparatus that I want. But I choose not to do that. Alright. Why? Because I feel that would kind of break the game. It already started to kind of break the game with this character. Right. Okay. Little by little, we're getting a bit more and more like over encumbered. Of course, Ajira only wants like one sample from each of the types that she asked for. We have now 109 Violet Coprinus, 110 Luminous Ursula, 36 Bungler's Bane, and 38 Hypnophasia. So that's way more than Ajira asked. But of course, we can keep most of the mushrooms for ourselves and own use. Dazak. Give Dazak some Luminous Ursula. Find it in the swamps west here. Dazak needs 20. Well, let's see. We have 110. I think we can spare to give this guy 20 units of this mushroom. So there you go. Luminous Ursula. Dazak will put Ursula to good use. Yes. So, took us 20 mushrooms, but he gave us Shimmering Ring. Shimmering Ring, which is light 5 points, 5 to 20 points for 60 seconds on self. Night Eye 10 to 15 points for 60 seconds on self. So yeah, this will really kind of okay. Now, okay. Okay, once again we are entering a settlement, so perhaps I'll try to ramble less and, get into character again. Back to Sedanine. I think Caius mentioned that one of the Blades agents lives here. Alone. Oh yes, of course. Alone the Scouts. We'll have to meet with her. But my bags are really getting...
Speak, traveler.
Assistance do you need?
Speak, traveler.
Right. Oh. Right.
I'm waiting.
Blessings, friend.
Let's go talk to the census and excise agent here.
What's this regarding?
For your service to the Empire, you're always welcome, Haas-Haas-Takh. How may I be a service to you? Murder processor Vitellius. Quite a shame. He was a good man and a loyal servant to the Empire. Right. So, tell me, Sokukus, what will now happen to Fergilni's shack? I mean, since he's not gonna be needing anymore. Well, I guess you could use it. I suppose you can use it if you want. You certainly earned it. Ah, thank you very much. Okay. Just a little role playing that we get like official permission to use Fergilni's shack. Basically for like solving the crime and bringing the murderer to justice, and I guess also for being honest and bringing the ring back to the lighthouse keeper. We have enough goodwill in this town that they will let us use this shack as our own. Okay. Let's do a little bit of cleaning here. Right, so obviously, okay, this is already, I'm still unencumbered, okay. Right. Well, maybe in here we'll put some of our little treasures. Let's see, what were we going to put there? Yeah, let's hide the moon sugar there. Hopefully no one will come and investigate this place. Wink wink. Maybe the silver sword can be there. It's a very nice sword. Yeah. We're starting to build our laboratory, so maybe put some of these tools in here. Yeah, in fact, oh, yeah, put some plates in here, so you can obviously place some ingredients on the plates. Yeah, why not? Okay. put this here and... Alright, I mean, I'll keep one each, so... Wait. I'll keep like one each, obviously, for Ajira. So... Okay. Right, just... This kind of stuff is kind of heavy, so... Oh yeah, maybe the grab meat, it's very heavy. This is quite heavy. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I want to keep one of these for Jira. We have some junk and stuff. Don't want to keep the silver longsword. I'll keep it for now. Yeah, it's a little treasure there. Why not? Fancy looking silver weapon.
Welcome. Care to talk?
Greetings. We don't have a belt, so we'll keep the belt. Yeah. Oh yeah, this maybe 13. 31. Oh. Thanks. Yeah, let's go leave some of that. Well, yeah, there's some spore pots here. Right. Let's see, 5 p.m., huh? Well, let's see, 6 a.m., huh? Sure.
Make it. My time is precious.
Now.
Anytime.
Did we talk to him about... Okay, little advice, huh? Take the silk strider to Vivek of Balmore. Fast and cheap. Go see Darvain Leran over at the Strider Port, over the breach, and east along the water, and tell her Bodunius Nucius sent you. Who is Darvain Leran? I know where you're going with that, but you are way off. We are nothing more than friends. But she's the only real friend I seem to have in Sadaline, so that makes her special. Bodunius Nucius. Right, that's me. If you decide to take the Silk Strider, tell Darwin Hilleran I sent you. Okay? Okay? Yeah, let's talk to the Darwin Hilleran about...
Where would you like to go?
Hello, where can I take you today? Well, actually, nowhere specific. Well, I'm not here for transportation. Just heard but your friend Vodunis Nukius sent me to here. Oh yes, he steers business my way, and I do him a little favor now and then. Poor fellow. I don't think he is happy here in Morrowind. Oh, right. Well, sorry to hear that. Hmm. Right. Now, I think this is enough for now. Uh, because I'm running out of time here. But when we come back, we'll continue to exploring this little bit of coast region, and more specifically, what was kind of my plan all along is that now that we have that little ring that allows us to kind of see, in it will help us to see better in darker areas. So I think next time we'll continue. We'll go back to that grotto. We'll continue to search for that devil Tanto. Let's see if we can find it. But that will be for the next time. Now, thank you for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.